records, the battle referred to by Europeans as the Sankandi incident, but to Gambians and historians, it is more than an incident. It was the last act of resistance against the colonial rule in the Gambian territory. By 1900, the British had declared the whole of the present-day Gambia as their territory and occupied lands. In same 1900, the British also had defeated most of the kings in the Gambia, either through treaties like they have with King of Bara, and those kings who had decided to fight against British administration like Fode Kombosilla. Then there was one force of resistance left, which was Fode Kaba Dumbia, who was very strong as a ruler present-day Kiang and Fonyi area. Consequently, it was in that 1900 the Sankandi incident broke out, when two neighboring communities, Sankandi and Jataba in Kiang, were quarreling over farmland, rice field.
This village, it's called Sankandi. Now Sankandi is found in Kiang West district. Sankandi is a prominent name in the history of the Gambia. We've known it to be a village that where the Sankandi incident actually took place. Now this particular village, I learned it's a small community, but a lot has been said about the Sankandi incident. We have learned from books that Sankandi was rebelling against the colonial masters. They are not in support of the colonial ruling in the Gambia, which is why they embarked onto a war with a neighboring village called Jataba. The war actually happened because of a farmland. Now a lot has been said. We've learned that that war actually happened because the people of Jataba are the owner of the land. Now the Sankandi people came to take ownership, but then the Europeans, to be precise, the English, when they were here, they give land ownership to Jataba. Sankandi people were not happy with that, and then that gave birth to a very big fight, which was commonly and still now called the Sankandi incident. We will go down inside the village to explore facts about the Sankandi incident, whether what was said is true about the incident, that the Sankandi people are against the colonial masters, and as a result, use that as an opportunity to go into a war with a neighboring village called Jataba due to a farmland dispute. When we got there, we will receive some people who will get us through to the history. Now follow us as we delve into the village and then cover things that you never know about the Sankandi incident.
Sankandi. Yo sanne peta majam pour kanyinenka na tariko tata nyame ni to abola problème oni ina ta wala nyinen kar ka bonam banyu kana ko nyam okay mfanam be janne fitno la commencé o alfal kam min fontolier ashtata farak wol faronye mu Sankandi farolde okay Sankandi dinkile mbota yang ikafa musu Mariama Dabo wona ta futu Jataba kamara kunda okay bida futu wala abita Jataba do banko man shebulu ate musu Mariama Dabo nata fo afaye ko alim fu farakilin na janga doku mbe Jataba kala doku nina barin kewlo sita futuoma nsi paro sendi ima e musunyo kala do puro keta dalilo la kan yo e beje muso madame Daba ka faro doku aka doku yo fo atara tukuta ko muso madame Dabo fanan barin kewlo menta ye musota bire musota inata kanen do ke parole ba wotumo atra jannin atmo wobe futo la musu Mariama Dabo fatale adum la tutaje yo birin dimol nata na bari jol nata paro kani musu Mariama Dabo dono bulu ko paro mo tol tal ko hani paro man kyal tat musu Mariama Dabo ya fule pour ka do ko jannin barin kiola ikamme ikamusol katande silande fele muso katande na rasula parole atoko al talan wote diamo commencé da wala kono mbo tal nala kan fok mo tata pour chefo ma batelin min kada masa koto sanyande o masa koto sanya ateba mu Jataba ngoldi a falen batelin ngoldi ya jel birin kuma furata musuma mansa koto sanyama mansa koto sanyal lafita fasaro kala je ko bayda balala mu jataba ka farota sankandi bulu ka di jatabala.
My name is Alhaji S. Jallo. I'm a teacher at Nyoro Jataba Sankandi Upper and Senior Secondary School. I just want to give a narration about the Sankandi incident of 1899. The Sankandi incident of 1899 is believed to have happened in 1899 between the people of Sankandi and Jataba. But then, according to some narrations in the books, like for example, in the book written by Abdurrahman Bari, stated that the quarrel happens over a piece of land. The marabouts of Sankandi claims ownership of that piece of land, and then the people of Jataba insisted and said that piece of land belongs to them, which most of the people will say will be a rice field. Okay, so when the incident happens, the issue was reported to the then chief Mansakoto, who lives in Batelin. Batelin is like 1.5 kilometers away from now Sankandi.
Going by the history, Fodikaba Doumbia was an Islamic reformer that uses Islam as a tool to fight against the British penetration. To have full hold of the Gambia, the British aware of the need to conquer Fodikaba Doumbia, and they made every possible attempt to cajole him for a war, but all proved abortive. Meanwhile, some neighboring villages in Kiang such as Sankandi, Patelin, Dumbutu were among them already converted to Islam, were with him while some were not, hence they were yet to convert to Islam then. However, there was also community mutiny, causing customary rivalry over farmland, rice field, or furrows they call it in Kiang. During the period, two neighboring communities, Sankandi and Jataba, were quarreling over land. Ordinarily, when such issues arises, it was always resolved among communities involved in their own ways. But then, the issue between the two villages became a matter of confrontation and fights among people of the two communities. It was out of hand, and the British colonial administration heard of it and reported to the Governor Denton, who in turn considered it an opportunity to subdue Fodikaba Doumbia, and this led to the beginning of the Sankandi incident or battle.
Mansakoto sanyama mansakoto sanyal lafita fasaro kala je ko bayda balala mu jataba ka farota Sankandi bulu ka di jatabala alfalla forol alfalla fanam balante ko ta kala be wala talen na kono yo fo kumanda mun be masakongo wala tayo man kumandan kuto na ta je pour que na lal anoba o kumandan kuto bulu ina sefo Mansakoto sanya okay biri inata ifere batelinge Mansakoto na fo o kumandan ko ha satel be mur Sankandi jande na banko kan ikudun kanne atale be ko sarwi sol utuma be Mansakoto be nyinola pour ka fitino te nyum faro bo Sankandi bulay di jatabal biri wultana mbatele nata posto be jam ka faje kel bantanto kampoto ni inata komanda nata wati ikana wolto ya kumodi sata wala sato ne bo ete kontonji bar biri iminanyu silola yalon ko ni fitindol mina imanson tala kampoto posto to ikara jiya sata bantala biri sata jiya sata bantala kumo ki alfaje memu dare daboti dari manso tale ko Sankandi manso tale konton na wulo kon oke sita je bidi batata inar posto to je otomo dari e biawno bula alfalla foro dali ay biawno bula na mamaren kambande mo saje la e bula be bel faro kon e ko nyoy ko yo nyimen kate wala mo la kandate ye dari ko mande wala nyama akoy ko alibata nga sajeli jindi faroko bion jindi ngana bila bion bay faroko na anato anata nika aita shiri be barandi ko joy na ni nga furata ma na en konta building na abola banta min bulo ko ne bala bulo fe ok be na furata ma ay konton ay bulo bula banta min bulo na min bulo o balanta bulo fe aka dari aka fo almanci baro so ba ako hani aka birin to na rambe jana sato bantal jana nga kumo kiyale nduka fa jeyne humato ya yel bari malije dade kay ko fo birin nal nati yan kotoje alka giya wolto ban fa kada giya postotol ko ka giya postotol akoy bir mun na bidal natal man na postotol fa da giya sato bantal bari nal nata jang al nata postotol fo mo kana konton bang ko Sankandi ay kanam konton bi munati nal man na jaltar giya sato bantal wolto dade kay ko abulo min bulo ko la kay bulo bula man so na bulo bulal ngulo bula ko sinya saba man sa bulo bula dadi fana bulo wo abul dadi akodi abita don taw ya bunki dol ana alfalla foroto ana mamarin kamban non be siloka ate mamarin kamban no yo falde badari o keso be na buruntu banko to keso ma bukadu Sankandi do sata o kelo kuma jaten dari ko fonnin jo albe sirin kelo mamman man kelo ma kelo emma ako kir kelo kuma jaten.
When the incident was reported there, all the two villages were invited. Okay, when the two villages were invited by the then traveling commissioner of the South Bank, Sitwell invited the two villages to a meeting in Batelin. That is the village of Sankandi and Jataba. Okay, and then the Jataba people responded to the call of Sitwell in Batelin, but the marabouts of Sankandi said they are not responding to the call in Batelin. Okay, they would prefer the meeting to take place in their own settlement, in their own village, Bantaba. Okay, then with that, there was a little misunderstanding, or there was a misunderstanding between these two. But then later, Sitwell himself came on according to the book and then get into the village with his people from Batelin, okay, accompanied by his partner, that is Silver. So when Sitwell and Silver came to the village, they invited the people of Sankandi outside the village skirt, okay, for a meeting, but the people still refused. The people of Sankandi still refused and said the meeting have to take place at their usual village Bantaba, where they normally held their village meetings. Okay, with all that, there was still misunderstanding. Up to an extent, Sitwell and his people have to force their way to Sankandi. So when they came with all that, there was this misunderstanding. Sitwell himself with Silver, okay, and the people that were perceived to be the son in case of Jataba came. So they were set for the meeting, but the people of Sankandi were reluctant and said no to the meeting. Okay, outside the village, they'll prefer the meeting to happen in their own village. So on that note, the people of Sankandi still said no to the meeting. But Sitwell have to force himself to the village. When he forced himself to the village, it resulted into a confrontation, a physical confrontation. Okay, where it leads to a lot of loss of lives and properties for both the parties, because it was during that incident Sitwell lost his life with his partner, with some of his policemen. So when that happens, Sitwell lost his life with his colleague, okay, and some of his policemen that accompanied him because of the resistance of the people of Sankandi. Okay, so the people of Sankandi stood firm to say that this will not happen, because the way they want to take the incident and the way things are is quite different. Okay, it's like the people of Sankandi feel there is something, okay, that is going in favor of the people of Jataba.
Imagine that some people of Sankandi were aligned to forge a Kabar-Dumbia. When the British knew that, they interfered on the side of Jataba. Thus, they were looking for an avenue to wage war against Fodi Kabar-Dumbia to get hold of the Gambia. Governor Denton sent one of the two traveling commissioners, one for South Bank and the other for the North Bank, Sir Bam Sitwell, and instructed him to take along police officers and other people of Sankandi to hand over the rice field to Jataba. If not, they will be dealt with. The commissioner and his constable departed from Batos to Sankandi through river craft, and on arrival, the commissioner arrogantly sent one of his constables inside the village to tell the king of Sankandi, Dari Banna Dabo, to come and see him. Commissioner's message was delivered to the king, who in turn sent the constable back to the traveling commissioner with a message: he is not coming or going out of the village, and also what Commissioner Sitwell is doing in his territory. Commissioner Sitwell got the king's message and sent another delegate instead of him entering inside the village, and this time with a strong warning that if he, King Dari, does not want to come, he will be punished or arrested.
Ako kelok masih ten faro kerje mera faro sangat rabat faro nyado bigen to satal ya jel barana ke Sankandi bulu kuti melon ko yen ye tonye ina muri ye kelendi kota ke wukan ko symbol betel salon ko symbol alal bulu ya famul itule mingi kije o man na kije Sankandi mindi kema kende kede mol fata je commandant fata je police fata je mo jama fata je alal kiti ka adama sokodo birin kelo dadura shota kabe a shelde shokan do kare shoto ka ta jata ba to mo ke sona ta suro naka bele mbuka ku sonka ko mo be senandi naka bele shokan dron ala ko simbalo ni wa a pushi shokan ya shori nyama ya fe fo jata ba masa ko tata ba fele ko Sankandi le jaw dama kelma futa nyum nin dama kelma futa nyum ay min ka to man nyano ke wala tan fitno kuma se to wala ya bari wotumo kuma kambe dari masa ko bulu mi yalon ka ben to nyino kan amang abe so le nyamin tuma ma o fero so kuma ndambe masa kongo na bita banjuno na fara kuna la kadum ada fa bateli utani na kono na bala banjuno abida ma sakon faita aydum bateli ana fa ma sakoro ko ha yan tan dun pindo kam batandi na da misal be sefa be Sankandi wolbe sonala mul baro be silala kan yo o kuma kan yimbe ma sakoro bulu ko nimma hakil to bari sonin jollem ila ma bilam bari sonin man fele ma sayal akon tolde ni man kiya ko nyim ben na sefa ya bondi lam bulgen na samba ba samba Sankandi tumo diminna be masa kotola woni ni fara ko na reke kilindi o dimina kango ala fera faro lala jata bakam sa faro ta Sankandi bulu ka di jata bam gol no kuma se ten
there was a revenge sort of like from the British personnel. Okay, they sent in troops. Okay, and those troops came to Sankandi, and then the incident escalated. Okay, because they came back, because when they realized that they lost some of their colleagues in the incident in Sankandi, they came back in a way that they will also attack Sankandi and make sure that they get those people that perpetrated those crimes against their own people. Okay, because they feel like their people were not obeyed. The commands of their people, that is Amba Sitwell and Silver, were not respected by the people of Sankandi. And then Sankandi was attacked, okay, and there was serious loss of life. So many people lost their lives and properties, and it leads to some of the people leaving Sankandi and going all the way towards the other part of the Gambia, that is the southern part of the Gambia, deep into Casamas. Okay, in fact, some will tell you there is this Sankandi in Casamas that is like a group of people that left this Sankandi during the incident and went and settled in the other part of Casamas. Okay, and some responded go as far as to Medina. Medina is in current day, present day Casamas. Okay, so it's like, to make it short, the whole incident, according to the book, was because of a piece of land. There have been different narrations. Like I personally visited Sankandi, But the narrations I got, the oral narration that I got from those people, the people of Sankandi, who were from the ruling class of Sankandi during the incident, and the narrations that you will come across in some of the books that are written is somehow contradicting. But with all that, this is history, so I think, to be fair enough, I have to narrate it in this way because this is how it is written in the books. But to make it extra clear as a history teacher and then dealing with students who wants to be historians, I took the students to the village level where the incident happens, and then we got narrations from the village that, as a historian, if you have if you want to get the facts clearly, I think that is some of the things that you need to do. So when I went there with the students were amazed because of the narrations that they received from there. Right now, actually, I'm traveling and walking, heading to the tree, the big tree called the war tree, the place where the fighting initially took place, or the place where the shooting and the killing and the bombarding actually took place. That is exactly where I am heading to right now. At this point in time, still now at the residential zones of Sankandi, I am directed to go and visit the tree, the big tree called the war tree, the tree where the fighting actually took place. I'm still walking towards the tree. The tree is actually a bit far from the village. It's outskirts of the village, and this place is kind of very, very lonely. I'm not seeing anybody around here. I'm the only one walking here. My first time to come here. But this is just to explore the hidden reasons and the hidden facts, what happened during the Sankandi incident, what led to the fight, what happened during the fight, and what happened post-fight. This is a quest to find the fact, is a fact-finding mission. So as I'm exploring this, come with me. I'm not seeing anybody around here, to be honest, but then I'm seeing you. So let's go and delve into the hidden fact. Now it seems like we are heading somewhere. We are actually getting close to the tree. I am vividly seeing the tree right in front of me. Now as we travel this far, we have got to a place, the very point and the place, the center, the integral part where the Sankandi incident took place. This place is where the Sankandi incident took place, and this is the war tree you are seeing right behind me. It is a very, very big, gigantic tree, but then I was told some time ago these branches were all brought down by a heavy windstorm. But when these branches were connected those days, it used to be a long tree, and this is the original tree. So one can say this tree has survived for about 124 years, thereabout, approximately. So this is where the Sankandi incident you've been hearing about took place. I was told, if not because of the branches of the tree that are lying down here, which is actually hindering me not to get access to the main body of the tree, we would have actually reached the tree, and then we will see the bullets, where the bullets penetrate the tree. Because when you get close, they said you can see where the bullets penetrate, and you can see all the holes that the bullets have marked on this particular tree. So this is the vast land where the fighting and the killing of Sankandi incident took place. Of course, coming here alone, me that I'm here right now, I know this is not just an ordinary place. Something magnificent once happened here. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, we brought you all the way to Sankandi.
This message annoyed King Daribanna Dabo, who in turn said this time around the messenger will not go escape, and he instructed his warriors to open fire on him. He was killed. Traveling commissioner and other Europeans had the gunfire, and they wanted to flee, but King Dari and his warriors pursued and killed traveling commissioner Sambam Sitwell and all the police constables. Police constables killed in the beginning of the incident on 14th June 1900, including First Class Constable Theophilus Johnson, Second Class Constable Joseph Lewis, Second Class Constable Jacob Savage, Second Class Constable Jacob Juve, and Third Class Constable Isaac Goddard.
Kana kuma na ka fura bani ina san na ganda kan ke bali mu ke sama ban ke sama ban ne ko karo ku jefan e mahli bu ke badanda ina da fo ko be falale dari folo ko jannal be mfa kana mfa ya ashimun nin ta rai ashin san bayya wala ma kin san sankande ashitan fawo man badari ka ta borla modo bota badari ka atama ka ta zanu ata borla ta to ma to nyan fala banko ko ya to nyan wala bari muka tidi de aka ta borla ni be men kala ba kala janna nu ke ba dan tam be ba kite ko yanni be fala ite fala jam ite fala ite flagi be fala bay kanen fa bandu ina rene sabanan jam ni ta da fudum butu akodin do la foro isema dum tan wula non kono ni te ma yan dum to ni sankale be nani ni sambawto ina re fa dole ko yi fa mashon la kama to ta kai buse ko to ke fa bawul biye fanya ke wala ne ata ko nano ke bon kilo le te fa no wala so bade si men ke no si li pa fenna men si fa yo ngola longe yo ba bin to wala ina re no ma fana yalo nin ko meta jam fa ka wara kuma min lo man jam fa bara jam fa ba kuna kuma kan shiyata kuma sa ta wanda do na rabore sanganin mo dole habo na rabore itara kuma ge sa ge ka fage na sa to min be je sa da iftu mun fol be kam ne ma sun mu e be je jam fa na kuma ko ha ko mo ne poide ko ni bolti na rabore ko ge tara ma bo fode ka ba koma fode ka ba kilo ne ya ta da gambe ka ba fode ka ba dumbuya yo itara ma bo ko ma fanan ko ate muslimo dile kafir wala
King of Sankandi, Daribanna Dabo and his warriors massacred the British constable and the traveling commissioner Sir Bam Sitwell, who was sent to him by Governor Denton. Traveling commissioner and other Europeans had the gunfire and they wanted to flee, but King Dari and his warriors pursued and killed traveling commissioner Sir Bam Sitwell and all the police constables, and also what Commissioner Sitwell is doing in his territory. Commissioner Sitwell got the king's message and sent another delegate instead of him entering inside the village, and this time with a strong warning that if he, King Dari, does not want to come, he will be punished or arrested. The message annoyed King Daribanna Dabo, who in turn said this time around the messenger will not go escape, and he instructed his warriors to open fire on him. He was killed.
Masijang ambi tumbo beje akae albukula ayatawo dari ko ate monta dulato yajele dari ka tira dulato furi ko na ko dari ko sen ni detita o dimba bulambulu dimba eta yajele ni na dimba bulabulu woltata ya famule woltata nema tumbo furi ka ba yanin sangan ko fure nema furi ka ba kibaro fure nema ko sangan ko mina jang naali sonda kafiro bulo sitan na misil molma mbal tolbe tutumuna mbal be fala kew yajel o ko sangan na départ itata nema sujoro mini kinan sankan jang kelola ala ke manna motor jang murumurunda fota fo subira nyina ko milu tata nyina chadon nemal inara itata fo sujoro ta ko nema yenyin karo ke ko sankan ko ma fere jamba tambe jande ko hani ko to sankan ko idita nyemon ko fonde tata ko konolde dolbe je mi alon ko gi choma bamba mbace wala fere kumo ko indi lema ida man na fa nyoy ko nala kumo ko indi nyilma furika dum ben tolbe falal yajel inata nawo ko nyum fengeten po sojoro nate ko di birima sankani sotono inata murta nan jang mo jang manden kol be jan jolal be jang fulol be jang sie bel be jang yajel nyaja nyum fok ani ko wartam bulu na sado ajanjandal yajel sado nyum be janjandal mo man tara sankani jang yajel okay o kola janning atuma ko inata bintu wawoni min fa jan ya samba banyun to ba mi fulo haje pour afanya kenya kamala to kan fata baki yajel wawo nata kan fa ko kono bakele inata fori ka na alpha kumande min kada dari dabot ka nyininka yajel biri furata do yede nyininka ala kumo sata ko to nyalu atole bolota bari si keno nyonya min keta nyina manyana kala kyo manyana akala nyon kewala e ka ko mbe falal dare ko bismillah bastaye ako dare na dai ko comme ça nal ben fala ay si tam fa Sankandi e ko hani ko silang ani bi ngal da nal ben fala si tam fa dumuro bari dumuro ni Sankandi le mbakilum fa kilum ko to dumuro lo do ko Sankandi lo yajel wonata tama wala nyam yo min be nema to mon be den ko sumyata inata départ nema itata sata lo Sankandi farba pour que ba dumba lama fona je sato tondi fam sunga ikabe je sunga madina pour que ba siru ngolto ba Sankandi nada da sawto la inata lo kasma je ikabe je Sankandi farba han bi sato balori bi o kasma je ni atuma o don to fana fe jambi ke sare balet ani signal men be fenja wol be janjande be tata sato pla doyata akata mbulu ni ko at melon ko warta baat man kuke man to ngendike ngana bula fitino kono wonyama fitino kola e man nan tolu mira kotake
They were all tried at the court, though it was a kangaroo court, as King Dari Banna Dabo and other arrestees refused to talk throughout the trial. The judge was brought from Sierra Leone. After 3 days, he sentenced them to death. And this became the last resistance to the British rule in the Gambia.